we advise you to take photographs every 10 kilometers of areas which are easily distinguishable. Okay, we want to be able to believe you when you say you have flown 200 kilometers.
When I started getting up, I knew that the guys were going to go more than 100 Ks, because if I can get up, and if it's possible to get up, the people are just good enough to keep on doing it for however many hours it took, however many hours there were in the day, and in that time you've got to do more than 100 kilometers.
Yesterday, well, was a lovely flight really.
Well, to be honest, it felt different at different times. The early part of the flight was very strong, some very rough, broken thermals, and through the inversion was really quite hard.
You can tell you're in the inversion space because you get bombarded by ladybirds for no apparent reason. The inversion actually is, the brown line you can see out there is just like 25 billion ladybirds.
We were flying over this pass, which is close to here, direction to the west, and from there on conditions got better and better.
Some convergence, some mountain flying, some flatland flying, and real good mixture of stuff.
Don't know if you got that, but that was Mads there. Mads Syndergaard. He was just reckoning we should cross the valley there, get on the other side. And he's probably right, because the mountains carry on a bit further down over there. So I reckon we'll go down these mountains a bit further again, and then maybe cross a bit further down. I can see somebody on the other side over there. Looks like they're doing all right.
And at the end of the pass, the mountains go down in a flat, and we were flying a group of about 10 pilots.
Then on the flats after that, it was just a question of being patient, working hard, and trying to take it in turns to push ahead in the lead.
And there was a big battle the whole way, pretty well, with quite a lot of pilots all around, everybody battling for that last bit of lift all the time.
I would compare it with a cycle race. You know, when we are a group and somebody goes away, attack, and then the other one's following. It's like that, and yeah, there are some pilots like me, more aggressive style, which are more leading position. Sometimes it's a disadvantage that you fly in front and then you get low, and it's very difficult it's more difficult to find a thermal again.
In the beginning of the flat we thought now it's going to be the final glide. Then some pilots glided out in the flat and got other thermals.
Because when you a group with 5 pilots, the possibility of finding a thermal very low is five times higher than when you are alone.
Okay, we're at nearly 2,700 meters now, right in the big mountains. But we're going to fly down, then we've got to carry on down the range, heading towards smaller mountains now. And after that, out virtually onto the plains, and I reckon it's going to get really difficult out there because it looks very, very stable. But you never know, it's getting later in the day, it might warm up out there, might be alright. Got quite a big gaggle with me, a few gliders alongside here, but you can see them there.
Steve Cox calling me from Torres on Chillo. It's nearby the Portuguese border, and 20 pilots passed over him, and from here it's about 120 Ks. So he comes back maybe midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a poor guy. It was not a good idea to make the long distance. The most pilots landed just in Barco de Ávila, like me. But the pilots who did flying to the mountains, reached the mountains, they made really long distance.
It was very interesting to fly in small groups, just rolling ahead of each other all the time.
Well, it's 10 to 7 and we're still going, still at about 2,000 meters. and got quite a good tailwind now, but it's easy to miss the thermals now. They're a long way between them, but I got another one coming up in front here, a load of people climbing in front of me. I'm in a good position here, higher than everybody else, and well, I was going to come in on top of this thermal. The way they're climbing, I'm going to come in with them. Over there.
And we kept going until we had to land at 8 o'clock, which was the last landing time.
It was just a pity we had to land at the end because it was still very good. Could have gone a lot further.
Well, here we are, just landed because it's 8 o'clock. Then that's landing time. We're all having to come down and land in the same field, which is a real bummer. And here they come. Here he comes.
And by then we were already about 15 or 20 k's towards the Portuguese border.
How far did they go?
About 140 kilometres with no thermals. Yeah, one more thermal and we'd have been there. And there was plenty of thermals there, so could have got there. Would have been nice to have just spoken Portuguese when we landed instead of Spanish. No, they weren't supposed to because it was a stable day. And we wouldn't have sat open distance otherwise. Next time it rains we might say open distance, but they're not supposed to get that far.
We could have gone on further, but because of the last landing time, we decided all more or less together to go down.
I think very pleased. It's the first time I've ever come first, even equal in a competition, you know. It was great to land with John Pendry.
The bad part about flying so long was retrieval. When we called Steve Ham here and said that he would send a van, which arrived at our village just at 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's it.
Well, I think the last one's probably got back around 4 in the morning.